Good evening. Today is January 23, 2023. It is about 6:08 p.m. and this is the meeting of the Finance Committee. To my right is Councilman Bill Rozelle. I am Councilman Bob Phillips, and our chairperson, Todd Seaver, is not here this evening. We have one item before us tonight, and we're going to talk about releasing a loan to Mr. Anthony Scott with the Tabernacle Brewing Company, LLC, and Mr. Titterington, are you?
Yes, sir. We have actually two items.
Two items, I'm sorry.
I just want to make sure you have the most recent agenda. So the first one is a recommendation from the Loan Review Committee that would release Anthony Scott. Mr. Scott has a personal guarantee as part of the loan that we gave. It was $253,000. $807 at Moeller Brew Barn. He is no longer a part of that partnership and has asked to be removed from the loan guarantee. Mr. Moeller, Nick Moeller, would remain a guarantor, and the revolving loan fund committee did verify that he has plenty of collateral to satisfy the remainder of the loan. We are not asking for emergency legislation.
Got it. In reading the packet here, and seeing Mr. Kerber has reviewed this, I'm happy that all the I's are crossed and T's dotted. I have no questions.
Or vice versa.
Exactly. Mr. Rozelle, do you have any questions?
I have no question. I'm fine with it.
Any other council folks have any questions on this? Okay. Anyone in the audience have any questions on this? This is not an emergency, is that correct?
Correct.
Move forward.
Okay, this is unanimous with the committee that are present to move forward as staff is recommending. Okay.
Second item?
Yes, please.
All right. We are asking for a recommendation to enter into an agreement with Palmer Energy Consultants. We are in our opt-out electric aggregation program. Our current contract expires at the end of April. Our intention is with the Miami Valley Communications Council, which is a consortium of cities in the area, in the Miami Valley. They are going to be doing a group bidding process, same process we follow, but for electric aggregation. They're actually going to do a gas aggregation bid as well. They will not be ready with a bid until June, July area. So we will have 2 or 3 months where our agreement will expire and we won't be able to get into a new aggregation program. Because of the PUCO rules, to extend an agreement or sign another agreement must be a minimum of 12 months. So Palmer Electric will help us. Palmer is doing MVCC's process for them. They will vet bids for us and solicit those bids and evaluate them on our behalf. And so what this does is authorizes me to sign a contract with them. It's no cost to the city because they are working for MVCC. But this is the step that we need to take. Then when our 12 months is up, we can then fold into the existing MVCC contract.
So what does that do for the rates for the customers? Is that
well, all the rates are going up. And even if we wanted to extend our current contract, that was not going to happen. The worst case would be if we did not work with Palmer or somebody and negotiate a deal and it just went back to market. Those would be some substantially higher rates. We anticipate that the rates will definitely go up, but not nearly as much as they would otherwise. So it behooves us to, in our opinion, to get this 12-month contract and work with Palmer to get a competitive number.
In reading the staff report here, I would assume then that the same answers that Mr. Schilling had asked earlier for usage on customers and that sort of thing is going to come out of this same research that the communications company is going to be doing. How many customers are currently there?
Oh, we have a record of all of that.
We
yes.
do have.
Yeah.
Do we?
Sure. From our current contract.
Do you have those at your fingertips?
I do not.
You do not? Okay, thank you. At the moment, I don't have any questions.
So this is just covered for a year, or is this covering the gap between?
This will have to cover a year.
Okay.
This is like a
We have
bridge
no
loan.
alternative.
Okay,
We
yeah.
can't just do
Can't do the 4
month by
months.
month.
So this is another year with them, but not a full thing to get us
This is
to roll
another
into.
year of a competitively bid like we did. It may or may not be the same company that we have now.
True, but then we're automatically rolling into the.
Then we will
The other-
get
the other
into,
one.
as soon as that expires, then,
Okay.
assuming that MVCC's bid is better, we will roll out of that one into this one.
Okay.
Will we have some options out of that if they are not the most competitive?
We may have to look and do this again. We anticipate, though, that they'll get competitive bids as well.
Okay. Any other council folks with some questions?
Yeah.
Mr. Twist?
Are there fees to those that opt into the program,
No.
or is it just?
It really depends on who they've signed. If they've signed with someone now, there may be some termination fees that they have with their other electric.
Okay, so that, there's no fee to join?
But we don't control
Right.
that. There's no
Okay.
fees.
Yes, ma'am.
But if a resident is currently a part of this program, then they just remain a part of the program? Is that, I mean, there's nothing?
Yes, they would
They have
transfer
to
to the
do.
new contract, yes.
This is
But
not.
they would get the notifications through Palmer, like we did with the last aggregation. So
But
they
it's
would have the
opt out,
opportunity,
not
they would
opt
have
in.
the opportunity to opt out if they wanted to. We give them that opportunity
But if you
before we
do nothing,
sign it.
you're
You stay
in.
in.
Okay.
Is everybody automatically in and you
Yes.
opt out? Only,
Correct.
the only action you would need to take is to opt out if you're not a citizen, or
Right.
you want to go someplace else.
Yes.
Whose responsibility is it at the moment to make sure all of the citizenry or electric users in town are notified? That everybody will have the information on this?
Well, Palmer would notify, I don't know if we have every address in Troy that they would notify, but there are a variety of ways that we'll get that message out.
That we will make sure that every home, business, et cetera.
Well, everybody who's eligible, it's not every
Eligible,
business that's
correct.
eligible.
Right,
Correct.
right. Okay, thank you. Any other councilmen with questions? Anyone in the audience have any questions on this item? Okay?
We are
I'm sorry.
asking for emergency.
Yes.
Move forward with emergency.
Okay, it's unanimous with the committee that is present to move forward. Staff is recommending with an emergency. And this is the last item for the Finance Committee?
Yes.
All right. Then we are adjourned. Thank you all for attending.